Good morning. I am just waking up. Well, been up for a while, but just getting ready to leave from the campsite alongside the road in rural South Texas. And I wanted to tell you about yesterday afternoon, last night, because it was really an interesting experience for me, really profound in a way. I had about 6 more miles to walk on the highway till I could get off onto the country roads. And I did that, and I had a wonderful encounter with a woman I met as I was walking. And then I got on the back roads and continued to discover that every single yard of wooded area is fenced in here. Everything is fenced in, and all of the gates are closed with chains. There's no getting in. And so I realized that I was going to have to ask for a place to camp, because very windy, very cold, and it was getting late. And I was like, okay, I gotta set up tent, gotta set up camp. And so I actually went to doors, and some of the doors, people wouldn't answer the door. I knew they were in there, you could hear them in there, but they wouldn't come to the door. And I went to another house, and they had a giant area of woods, just a ton of woods, and I was like, I could be in there among the trees, protected from the wind. I had read that there was both a wind chill advisory and a frost advisory for the night, and I just really wanted a little protection. And what I heard was, no, it's dangerous because there are coyotes and there are illegals. And I explained that if I didn't get a place to camp in the woods, that would mean I was going to have to camp beside the road. And if they were really concerned about my welfare, being beside the road would certainly be more dangerous than the coyotes and the illegals. And I realized that they were really not able to see me. Like, they really didn't know who I was. And that because of their fear of illegals, and I have heard so much about this in South Texas, everywhere I go, everybody's talking about it. I've seen a lot of evidence of people trying to cross through here. Empty water jugs in the trees. When I go in off the highway to go to the bathroom in the trees, I see a lot of evidence of people coming through here. And, but the interesting thing is, nobody has told me yet, not one story yet, about how something happened, how they were robbed, or how something bad happened with the illegals. All they've said is that they've seen them, they've had some experiences with them on their land. And the fear of these others has led them to be afraid of any other, and to be unable to see clearly with their eyes. One young lady said, well, you don't look like you'll murder anybody. And I thought, no, no, I don't. And it was fascinating to me to realize how fear is almost like a parasite. It gets in you, and then it grows, and it saps your strength, and you no longer can think straight, you no longer can see straight, and you can't make a decision for yourself based upon your heart. Fear starts to take over and fill you. And my work last night, which I felt like I did some really good work with, was to feel as much compassion for the fearful as I felt for the feared. Because as I was in this tent last night, and I have this wonderfully warm sleeping bag, and this great, amazing mattress, which was warm and comfortable, and the tent was keeping us dry and protecting us from the wind. And I had hot food. I'd made a meal for myself, a hot meal, and I had tea. I was thinking about all of these things, the warm clothes, the layers and layers of clothes, all the food, the comforts that I had, and thinking about all these people who I have not seen yet, but I know are here, who are trying to come through this area and have none of this. they have the clothes on their back. And that was really rocking my world last night as I started to contemplate that and what they were going through. And I felt a lot of love and compassion for them. And I felt abundantly rich inside this tent. And the more that I counted my blessings, the more love I felt for those who didn't have these blessings. And admiration, honestly, for what they're going through. And I passed the night fine. I did a lot of work feeling compassion for the fearful, and I came to a real deep energy there. I didn't sleep well. It was difficult to sleep, but that's okay because I used the time to really explore what it feels like to be fearful. To be fearful to the extent that you can no longer experience a peaceful person coming to you with an opportunity to give you an opportunity to give something that would cost you nothing. And I would have blessed the land. I would have been there all night praying and blessing the land. So I got to bless the side of the road, but it's interesting what they lost energetically. And so I began to have some more compassion for them and really explore what that feels like, what that is like. So because I understand that everything I experience outside of me has in some way a place inside of me. It is a reflection of something inside of me. So in order to heal that part of me, that place inside of me, I needed to have compassion and love for that place that I was seeing in others and know that it was inside of me too. So I did that work last night, and I really honestly, yeah, it was cold. It was pretty miserable in here, and I was so warm in the sleeping bag. And I think you guys were praying for me, and that was helping me. I was so nice and warm and just kind of couldn't believe how warm I felt in the sleeping bag. And Kike seemed fine too. He likes to be rolled up in his blanket, and he crawled on top of it. He seemed like he was all right. And so we are packing up now and we're ready to go to Kingsville. It's only about 8 miles from here, but with the wind and the wind chill, I'm not moving at the rate that I used to move. I used to move 3 miles per hour pretty much no matter what. But with this wind, I've been slowing it down quite a bit, and it may take me 4 hours to get there. But when I get there, there is a nice cheap motel for me to wait out about 3 days of cold and rain before I head towards Corpus. And I'm going to juice if I can find a way to get to the supermarket. I'll be juicing. And I'm going to wait and send this from there because I'm having problems with my batteries. I bought a new backup battery, and it was supposed to be able to handle twice recharging this phone, but obviously it only worked once. So I'll send this when I get to Kingsville this afternoon. But I wanted to share with you my joy, and I also wanted to tell you something. Okay, so you remember those monks that used to, protest the Vietnam War, the Buddhist monks who would sit in a meditative pose, sit in meditation, and set themselves on fire. I never got that before. Never understood that. Last night, I understood it. I thought, why would they do that? How would that help the war? How would that help anybody? I never got it. But as I was here and I was feeling such peace, such a depth of everything is perfect and I have no worries, and I am in a great deal of love and peace here. Even though some people called the police on me last night. They really didn't get it, where I was coming from. And then I started to think, what these monks were doing were demonstrating that you can have such peace. This is possible for a human being to have such peace that you can sit there in comfort while you burn alive. Now, these folks have already shown us that. They have shown us what peace is possible. To contrast what war is possible. They've shown us that we have a choice. I understood last night. I am not anywhere near being able to set myself on fire, but I understood it. I understood that that is possible, and I'm on my way there. Honestly, I don't know how long it'll take me to get there. An instant, a step, I don't know. But I really see that as a possibility, that I could have that kind of peace, that absolutely nothing outside of me could change my peace, could hurt my peace, could disturb it. And I'm thrilled with the prospect. I'm thrilled with the night I had. And I'm thrilled with the fact that I'm going to have a motel room tonight with warmth and a toilet. It's a little hard when you're alongside the road to find a place to go to the bathroom, but tonight will be good. All right. Love. Talk soon.